If you're not aware that the Red Hat Elephant Party is imploding, you're not paying attention. Ethical Psychic here with another episode of Metatron, not the news. Better than the news. Not going to depress you like the news. Not going to break you with breaking news. No breaking your soul news here. Elevating your soul news here. So let's start with the fulfillment of a certain prediction that a certain dreaming woman made quite a while ago about the big merchants, and the corporal merchants, if you will, who were going to start turning against the circus. And so we've got Wally E. Mart. Oh, they're so mad because they are the biggest welfare queens on the planet and they get like half of their money, maybe not half. Okay, I might be putting on extras, but they get millions and millions of dollars from the food tickets every year. And they are mad because they're about to lose big time. One of the head clown's biggest supporters. And, the circus's efforts to tell this story about how it was somehow the Blue Hats' fault that people were going to starve. Yeah, it totally didn't work out for them because now two gavel pounding people in black robes have decided that, dude, you have to release the food ticket money. So now everybody's clear who is to blame because they're in court trying to fight that. They had to come out from behind the curtain to admit they indeed are the people who want people to go without food. And some of his, previously loyal Red Hat politicians over in certain realms called Virginia and I think it's Kansas have said, yeah, we're not redrawing any maps over here to help the circus get back into office. No, thank you. And along the same lines of so-called loyal followers not being so loyal anymore, we had 3 different times in the House of Laws that bills were passed by red hats joining blue hats to pass legislation that goes against the circus. In all cases, it had to do with the so-called import-export tax, T-taxes, which are harming everybody. So yeah, some of those red hats decided to cross the aisle and rebuke, as it were, the head clown. Then there was also that letter penned by 14 red hats to the head clown protesting the transfer of beef trade from farmers in our realm to farmers in a certain realm that starts with an A down south. And of course, we cannot forget about the big fracas that's happening with the Home Goods Heritage Foundation and a certain supremacist named Nikki and some tuk-tuk guy who wants to bring the supremacists into the fold. And oh my God, there are a lot of elephant party people and red hats who are up in arms because they're trying to decide like who's going to be included in the tent and who isn't. And people are angry. And so there's a lot of infighting about should we include the KKK or not? Let's ponder this because there's something to ponder, right? So there's actually all these red hat Congress people who are saying, no, we can't invite those white sheet folks into our party. We can't, which is kind of funny, right? I mean, it's funny and it's not, right? But they've been a part of the party for so long. But I guess they don't want like a public acknowledgement or like a really clear public, which is what the Home Good Heritage people are saying. They're like, we're cool with the white sheets. We're cool. Let's just publicly embrace them. Let's, we got no problem with that. And then there was the whole issue of the filibuster, where a certain head clown was like, we got to get rid of the filibuster so we can start just passing stuff without a majority and just, push through our agenda. And the red hat lawmakers were like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And, just in general, we are winning the map drawing contest. Okay. There's a lot of maps being drawn and redrawn of late. It's like a national drawing contest. And the blue hat artists are winning that particular contest. So even in deep down south Mississippi, okay, there is, can I say that word? There are some people, some legal people who filed some suits and won their suits with two red hat appointed judges that said, hey, this gerrymandering that you're doing down here is illegal. And so we're having a special contest to get these maps drawn correctly down in the one state that has the largest percentage of these colored people. And that's all thanks to the NAACP. In other good news, we're winning some other battles. Federal judges ruled in favor of 16 different public schools who fought against the so called transformer ban in their schools. That was, of course, a circus agenda that's being rebuked. And then some good news for the women folk. Efforts to remove our choices are failing, at least in certain states, where, for example, in New York and the California, uh, the states just decided, oh, the circus isn't going to fund the parenthood planning organizations. That's okay, we will. And this is part of a general trend that we need to pay attention to and celebrate. And that is a trend of unity, of sustainability, of sovereignty, of people saying, if you cut off our funds for whatever, we're going to find another way. We're going to take care of each other. So, we have all of these people donating to the banks for food. We have all of these people who are raising money for meals for people who lost their meal tickets. Even DoorDash is giving free delivery to deliver food from the banks of food to people with the food tickets that aren't working. Okay. Like there are so many companies that are stepping up with free lunches and dinners. Let's see. We got McDonald's, Geico, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, Starbucks, Venti Coffee, among others, offering food, drinks, what have you, to food ticket holders. And then in a few days, no, sorry, in one day, tomorrow, we got all these contests happening, these really important contests. And contest turnout has been record high. In California, we got Prop 50. And you know what? The Red Hats, they just gave up. They were they were spending millions of dollars trying to stop that particular thing from happening. And a few weeks ago, they just gave up because they realized they have no hope. The groundswell support for this prop. And we're seeing the same thing with a certain person running for a certain office in New York. Record-breaking turnout in Virginia also. And then we can't forget the big, beautiful cot of boy. That's national, November 25th. Pay attention, people. There's not going to be any Friday Black this year. There's not going to be any massive spending this year. There's not going to be any, record high profits for major merchants this year. Nope, it's just not happening. Because the people are coming together, uniting. The people are coming together, figuring out what power they have, how they can use that power. And everyone's doing it in their own way, right? Some people are taking to the streets and dancing and singing. Some people are writing letters. Some people are, refusing to spend their gold bullion on anything. Some people are refusing to go to work. Everyone's playing their part. And as long as everyone does something, right, we will be successful. Everybody can do something. Some people are like, well, I can't dance because I've got mobility issues. Okay, but you can do something on the phone. You can do something with writing, right? You can do something with your shopping, right? There's something that everybody can do. And that's what's so exciting is that because people are coming together, because people are uniting, we are able to unite our abilities and our power to form just an incredibly mighty force. Big, beautiful cots of boy, November 25th.